So in short, SAP has redrawn its strategy, and they have launched a product called SAP S4 HANA Public Cloud, which is a cloud edition stack launched by SAP. And in short, it is a ready to run software. You can say that it is a ready to run software, which is from the ERP family, where customers, when I say a customer, means the end customer of the SAP, will share SAP managed cloud infrastructure. Now see the difference. Here, the infrastructure of this cloud is being managed by the SAP itself. It means that SAP has a major participation in the SAP public cloud project. Because of its commercial reasons, because of its strategic reason, SAP is managing this SAP cloud infrastructure. Now, what it offers to us? It offers the pre-configured industry best practices processes. It means in the stack or in the subscriptions which we bought which our end customers are buying, they will get the pre-configured systems. They got the industry best practices. So SAP has claimed that it has covered almost all the industry best practices for each industry, plus each country's localizations requirement are also being taken care into the SAP public cloud, the releases. Every year SAP is releasing 2 versions of SAP cloud as per their calendar. One release comes in the February and the another release comes in the month of August. So the latest version of SAP public cloud, which is in place, which is being offered to the customers, is SAP public cloud S4 2602. Now, what it offers is the pre-configured industry best practices processes, making use case for rapid deployment. It means if our folks who have worked in the earlier projects of SAP S4 HANA or ECC or on-premises or maybe in the private cloud also, the average duration of a project goes to 8 to 12 months. In some cases, if it is a large instance and multi-site rollout, it goes into more than 1 year and 2 years. But here in the case of a public cloud, the deployment is very rapid. This is the advantage which SAP is trying to offer it to their customers. Why this is required? Because in a rapid deployment, the total cost of the ownership and the total cost of implementation goes down drastically, which offers the immediate cash flow benefit to the end customers of SAP. And with the continuous release upgrade in the February and in August, SAP is focusing on the innovation and the automation part of it, which is the key pillar and the bone of the automation journey of any organization. Now, apart from this, what it offers to the user is the Fiori-based application. SAP Public Cloud works exclusively on the Fiori apps, which is recommended by the SAP for each line of businesses, each line of geographies, and each line of business units processes. SAP recommends a set of Fiori applications, which will give the enriched user experience to the end customers. Right. So we talked about the total cost of ownership because of the rapid deployment, scalability. The infrastructure is being managed by the SAP itself, SAP team managing the infrastructure worldwide. So any release, any upgrade, any system administration activity has to happen, any system provisioning has to happen, will be done by the SAP itself. And there is a dedicated customer support team which is working 24/7. They sit across the globe and they provide a kind of a rapid solution and rapid servicing and you can say support services to the SAP customers. We have seen in many instances where there are responses coming from SAP product team in a couple of hours, and if there is a production critical issue, since you guys are from the SAP background, so I'm using the jargons which are familiar to all of us. So in many cases, we have seen that the response from the SAP customer team and the product team is very, very quick and swift, and their account representatives and their product managers, they are continuously available over the phone, over the email, and providing the real-time support to the SAP customers in case of it is a production issue. So SAP has changed the game, the rule of the game. Now they are managing the infrastructure and they are taking the responsibility to manage the instance in the 24/7 environment. So it gives a lot of benefit to the end customers. And overall, if you see the ROI calculation and the total cost of ownership, we talk about the cost of ownership and the scalability when we formally start our training. In the couple of first sessions, we are going to deal in more detail about it. But yes, as a point, as a good point or a plus point about SAP Public Cloud, that to the end customer, it reduces the total cost of ownership and gives a positive ROI to the CFO and its team. Now, third point is that it comes with the pre-configured best practices, and also the localization features and the capabilities and the compliance requirement of each country is already been taken into consideration. So the localization, let's say we are doing a deployment in Brazil, for example. So in the Brazil, there is a specific requirement from the taxation perspective related to the nota fiscal. If we are implementing it in Europe, where there is a EU VAT. So all these legal requirements and banking compliances, all these things are already being factored in SAP Public Cloud. So customer need not to do the process re-engineering again and again. The industry best practices plus the country requirement of those geographies are already being taken into consideration. Now we will move to the next topic. So this is the kind of the benefits and the advantages SAP Public Cloud has over the other instances available. So the other instance, or you can say it's a close competitor, is the private cloud, which is like the glorified version of the SAP S/4HANA on-premises. But the only difference is that in the private cloud, the cloud infrastructure is being managed by the customer or its system administrator. They have a facility to choose their own cloud infrastructure environment, versus in the public cloud, the infrastructure of the cloud is managed by the SAP. That is the basic difference. Otherwise, private cloud is also equally capable and they have the robust features offered by the SAP. But if you see the SAP roadmap of the SAP strategy for the next 3 to 4 years, they are going to push hard to their customers for SAP Public Cloud. That's why we are all here to understand and upgrade our knowledge on this topic. So now when we are saying that we are upgrading our knowledge, so we have to follow a dedicated roadmap to cover this module and cover this functionality in time and with quality. So the total training hours offered by the ZaranTech for this training will be around 55 hours. It is an comprehensive detailed training. Course curriculum we are going to share it with you. So it's a 55 hours of training time wherein you are going to get the instructor-led online training via Zoom. So mode of training will be Zoom, and it will be like I will spend and I will invest my 55 hours discussing with you and understanding what exactly a public cloud is and how it is being configured and designed and what are the processes it's being offered. So it will be like interactive sessions via Zoom. And along with this, you are going to get 2 months of SAP system access of SAP Public Cloud, where the details will be given to by our support team. And the training duration, if you are joining from the USA, then training will be from Monday to Friday sessions at 9 p.m. USA time, CST time, if you can see on the screen. And if you are joining from India, it's like 8:30 a.m. Tuesday to Saturday. So if you are aligned with it, if you have any doubts or questions, maybe you can put your points or in the chat, or maybe you can discuss it with our support team separately. Otherwise, our training hours are these. Hope we are aligned, right? Any question, comment?
Sorry to interrupt. Just wanted to know, is there any working difference between SAP FICO module and SAP FICO S/4HANA public cloud module? Is there any working difference in between these two?
Yeah.
Why did this cloud edition come? We already have a FICO module. Then how did this public cloud edition come? Why is SAP pushing for this public cloud edition? SAP FICO. Just wanted to know.
Okay, so to answer this question, sir, I will tell that yes. So the core concept, the accounting principles of finance and controlling, that remains the same. Accounting is not going to change. The business process remains the same. However, how it will be mapped in private cloud or in ECC, HANA on-premises, or S4 HANA on-premises, or ECC, or public cloud, there is a good amount of difference in public cloud, which we are going to discuss and cover it in during this training session. But to answer your question, yes, there is a difference, but the accounting remains the same.
Okay, yeah.
I will
And
tell you an example. I will tell you an example. Suppose
uh,
you join. Suppose you check in into a luxury hotel. Okay, so in that luxury hotel, are you going to put your own painting in that, in the suite or in the room which you have checked in? Do you have a liberty to do that?
no.
No, you don't have, because you have checked in as a guest, and you have put
Hmm.
your stuffs in the Almira, and you are using the facility and the asset which is being offered by that property, but you have a very limited rights, right? So
Yeah.
versus if you have built your own house right from scratch, you are the owner of the land, and you have built your own house as per your design and as per your wishes and as per your expectations, then you are free to make any modifications. You can bring any kind of car parking lot if you want to put any kind of a garden or a rooms or layout and the structure, because you are the owner of that property and or that asset, right? The same difference is with the public cloud as well as the private cloud, or in the on premises or the private cloud kind of thing. In the public cloud, you checked in into a luxury hotel which is not your property, it is managed by SAP. Here you are the guest, you are the tenant, you are paying for the room rent per night, and the day you stop paying, you are out of the hotel. It's a simple fact. Property is being managed by SAP. It is SAP's property. We are using the SAP managed cloud infrastructure, and we have a very limited liability, limited rights and responsibilities in that property.
So, is it means customers or clients will have more restrictions in the public cloud than the on-premises or a private cloud?
Come again, please.
Is it means clients will have more restrictions in the public cloud than the on-premises or the private cloud? Based on the example.
Based on the example, yes. So I will not use the word restriction, whereas SAP in its marketing push or in the sales push, what they are saying that we are going to standardize the business process and we are aligning your business process as per the industry best practices. They will not use the word restriction. Even I will not also will not use the word restriction. You got my point? But the fact is, when you adopt a public cloud project or when you start using the public cloud project, you have to undo lot of your side practices, lot of your deviation of the processes. Whereas in the public cloud, there are a lot of streamlined for workflows, streamlined business processes recommended by SAP. There are a lot of restrictions. You cannot make the changes. The good part is that the ABAP objects, whereas in the many companies we have seen, in many projects I have seen in the ECC as well as in HANA on premises, that the IT department, internal IT department, they are making the Z set of programs, and number of Z set of programs, and number of Z reports or programs and interfaces and utilities and functions to adopt their practices in SAP. So they customize, they deviate from the industry best practices, and they try to mold the SAP as per their wish, which SAP allows earlier because with the help of ABAP. But in the public cloud, the table structuring, the tables are designed with the word table itself has gone. Now there are the CDS. CDS are the set of Excel SQL queries which are in which the database is managed. So in the CDS queries, there are a lot of restrictions and lot of challenges posed where there are limitations in developing those objects. So SAP is trying to moving towards a area, or you can say it is moving towards a environment where there is a less coding, no code or low code. This is their mantra with the introduction of SAP Public Cloud. They want to restrict the ABAP development.
Not all the companies are going for the public cloud. Reason is small companies will go for public cloud because of the cost infrastructure.
Yes.
Most of the big companies will remain with the private cloud only. That's what my assumption is. Maybe down the road, most of the companies will go for public, but initially now it is public cloud is they're starting. They are trying to push. The SAP is trying to push into the market. That's why The small companies who cannot spend much more money, then they can go for the public cloud because the public cloud is a Fiori based one.
Right.
Okay,
Yes.
so
Yes, your assumption and your comments are very true. But I have heard in the industry lot of big corporates, not Fortune 500 companies, but yes, lot of big corporates. One example is one of the textile major in India. They have more than 35 industry verticals across the multiple geographies. They have taken a decision to implement SAP public cloud in two of their business entities, where I was the design architect and I was the migration specialist.
Oh, okay. Because of the security, a lot of security issues
Yes.
are there. So data issues are there. That's why that most of the big companies, they are reluctant to go into public cloud. So they are staying with the private cloud.
Yes.
Once the security is tightened, everything is settled and everything, then they will go for it because the cloud based is easy.
Yes. So the example which I'm trying to put it on the table is that in one of the project where out of all the legal entities and the business units, they have decided to migrate two business units to SAP public cloud as a POC. They want to test the water.
I understood. Yeah, I got it. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right.
So our migration was successful. They keep it on SAP public cloud for 6 months, and they are making all the things, and they are trying to stabilize, and they are putting it as use cases. SAP is also investing a lot of things. They have given the use case to their board. Now they are ramping it to other business units. So in a phased manner, large organizations are also getting attracted toward SAP public cloud because the good point is the entire infrastructure is managed by the SAP itself. It's a cloud managed infrastructure by SAP itself. So it brings a lot of security on the table, cyber security, data security that is being guaranteed and vouched by the SAP itself. Plus, it offers the steep reduction in the price of the licensing and the subscription versus the SAP S4 on-premises and the public cloud. There is a 1/4 reduction in the cost of their infrastructure bill. Going forward, if the infrastructure is managed in a cloud, then their internal system administration, cyber security, a lot of things has been outsourced to SAP. Now they can reduce the bill. So immediate benefits can be visible on their balance sheet in the first year itself. It is a strong use case for a CFO and a CIO to reduce the total cost of ownership and bring it to the confidence to the board of directors and the company management that with the implementation of the SAP public cloud, we can steeply reduce our IT budget and save a lot. And maintenance is the responsibility of the SAP itself. I remember those days when we have to do the EHP upgrade. EHP is a kind of a system pack. Though those who are from SAP background can correlate it well. So in the EHP environment, if we have to do a EHP upgrade, then it is a kind of a nightmare for a CIO because a lot of system shutdown has to happen, a lot of testing has to happen. System will go for sometimes if the things does not go well, then there are a lot of challenges with the Z objects and their ABAP objects got disturbed, and a lot of things has to be maintained and post EHP upgrades, it takes weeks and weeks of time to stabilize the system again. So now this entire headache is being given to the SAP because the infrastructure is managed by them. So every year, there are 2 releases in the February and in August. In the backend, as per the SAP schedule, they will do the automatic upgrade and the system upgrade happens in the background. The CIO and the customer does not get a experience unless and until their programs are getting affected. So there are a lot of benefits and challenges both sides in adopting the public cloud. But yes, from SAP's stack, the push is towards the SAP public cloud so that the cost of ownership for a company is being delivered in the same quarter itself.
Okay, got it. Thank you. Yeah.
So hope I try to answer your question. If you have more questions, let's have an interactive session. Else we can move it forward. So now in this slide, we are going to discuss about.
Hi, Srinivas.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hi, Srinivas. I just one question. I'm not understanding one thing. We already had a SAP FICO module for SAP, and which is also present in S4. So
Right.
why is this cloud getting pitched? I'm not getting to understand this. We already have an S4 module, a SAP FICO module, So why is the cloud edition getting pitched? How did this cloud edition come into picture?
Okay. I will try to answer this question with an example.
Yeah.
There is a German car manufacturing company. That German car manufacturing company has one product called Mercedes-Benz.
Yeah.
Let's take example of Toyota, because I am running a Toyota vehicle. So let's take an example of the Toyota. So in the Toyota, you have a Land Cruiser and you have a Toyota Innova. I think everyone is familiar with these two products, right? They are coming from the same product company called Toyota. The person who can afford a Land Cruiser can buy a Land Cruiser. Land Cruiser has 4 wheels, one steering wheel, petrol tank, diesel tank, whatever it is. And it comes with a lot of additional security features and a lot of fancy features are there. But the price is different. The same company has produced another vehicle called Innova. Innova comes with the less features, but it has 4 wheels, one steering wheel, and the basic features are there. So SAP as a product company, as a software as a service company, they have launched 2 products within the cloud stack. One is private cloud, second is public cloud. Those who can afford public cloud, they can go for it. Those who can afford Land Cruiser kind of private cloud, they can go for the private cloud. In private cloud, there are a lot of additional security features, because data being an asset is a kind of a nightmare for a CIO if it get lost. So in the private cloud environment, the data is being managed by the infrastructure of the cloud is being managed by the company itself. They have a right to choose whether they want to go with the Microsoft Azure or AWS, or they want to go with Oracle Cloud or any other cloud. So they have to manage their own data in their own cloud selected environment.
Okay,
And
let me
at the
answer
same
the
time,
question. Let me answer his question, what he asked. So, for example, if you are going for renting the house and leasing the house. Okay, if you rent the house with all the furnished accommodation, all the furnishing, everything in the house, so you need not to do anything, no maintenance, nothing. That is called public cloud. So just to go there, enjoy everything, whatever it is inside, and have a good life, good luxury life. But if you are renting the house, nothing, no furniture, nothing, you are going to set it up. Just the building is there. You are going to buy furniture and everything, all the amenities you are going to buy. You are going to install yourself. Then you are going to maintain everything. Any breakdown or anything, you have to maintain.
Saturday বললাম না, Saturday আছে, Saturday করো।
Yeah, that's a private cloud.
যদি একটু early আসো, যদি 3টার মধ্যে পৌঁছাও।
can someone mute yourself?
Yeah, I muted him actually.
So hope we try to answer your questions in a different way, but yes.
Yeah, that's the only difference.
Yeah. So in short, the FICO functionality, FICO accounting principles, FICO accounting rules remains the same. The only thing is that the stack.
My question was, hello.
Yeah.
Mr. Rivas, my question was, when we already have a SAP FICO module, then why is this cloud edition getting pitched? We already have a SAP FICO.
True, that's what I'm saying. So if you see that on an average in SAP private cloud as well as in S4 HANA on-premises, one FICO enterprise version license will cost us normally 1,22,000 Indian rupees, for example.
Okay.
Cost is this for one user. So if there is an organization, there are 20 FICO users, 10 users, like that. If you see the bill of value of the bill of quantities invoice raised by SAP for the licenses sale, as well as there is a 17% of annual royalty which has to be given every year by the customer to the SAP. So you can see that cost of ownership of those licenses is very huge. Whereas in the public cloud, the same feature, if you are getting at 30,000 rupees subscription per year, then your subscription cost, your billing cost to SAP reduces 1/4 times. So it is kind of a alternative version, economical version of SAP capabilities given by the SAP to reduce the cost of ownership to the end customers. Functionality remains the same. There is no change in the functionality. FICO remains the FICO in public cloud as well as in the private cloud. But the cost of licenses versus the cost of subscription in the public cloud, there is a huge difference, which can offer an immediate relief to a CFO in its quarterly balance sheet.
Got it. Understand. Thank you.
Cost is the compelling reason. Nobody wants to have costly versions, because in many cases we have seen that companies bought in excitement SAP licenses, they do the implementation, but over the period of time they don't comply to the SAP rules and regulations and audit compliance, and they don't pay to SAP at all. So in SAP in force, they try to close their services, they try to close their licenses. So because of the cost reason, companies have actually you can say they surrender their licenses. So this the
main reason why cloud came into picture in general, cost
is the cost. Major factor is the cost.
Got you. Understood.
In terms of functionality, in terms of business processes,
it's one of the significant reasons. I would definitely agree to your point of view. Okay, the cost, and the second thing is that cloud is the Fiori based, right? It's the web based applications.
Yeah, Fiori based.
Okay, so you can navigate right from your own devices also. It's don't have to depend on the laptop, right? Okay, or at the office. So you can navigate on the road also. Okay, so whenever it is required, because everything is web based. Okay, and you can develop your tile, and that applications that particular Fiori which is catering to the business requirement can be accessed right from anywhere. Okay, so while you're on the go, so that's the reason. This is also one of the advantages we have here.
This is one of the technical reason, but in the private cloud we do have a Fiori set of applications. We can use that also.
Yeah, but the configuration part, which means is right. So is elimination of the GUI, right? So that part is more relevant here.
Yeah, Srinivas. Hello.
Yeah.
Bhaskar here about that on-premise and cloud. What is the major factors? Like now we discussed one about cost and another one used web services. Like that, any major differences between both of them, private and cloud?
No difference between private cloud and on-premises, or private cloud, or which?
Private and public clouds. Only I'm talking about the cloud differences.
See, on-premises is the environment where we have to manage our own hardware. We have to manage that everyone knows, because who are working in SAP, they work in those kind of ECC on-premises environment. Whereas in the cloud, if it is a private cloud, then as a customer, we have a liberty and a facility to choose our cloud infrastructure. We can go with AWS cloud, we can go with Google cloud, we can go with the Microsoft cloud. Whereas in public cloud, it is the infrastructure of the cloud is being managed by SAP only.
Okay.
We don't have interference in that.
That part of I understand. What I want to understand, cost-wise, what is the difference?
Cost-wise, there is a huge difference between public cloud license cost as well as in the private cloud license cost. Private cloud is as good as my on-premises, because I have to sell licenses, I have to give them the GUI access to manage the configurations, and then the entire landscape has to be set up so that we can do the transportation of our request from dev to quality to PRD and to the pre-production client. Whereas in the public cloud, the system has to be provisioned, customizing client has to be there, development client has to be there, and the production client has to be there. So provisioning of the system is in the hands of SAP, whereas in the on-premises or in a private cloud, it has to be managed by the customer itself.
Okay.
Yes.
Just want to know.
I just want to stop you there. Hope you don't mind. Let's go ahead with the content, because guys, we have a little bit shortage of time, right? Hope you understand.
Okay.
So let's go ahead with the content, and in the end, we'll take all the questions. That's what I have already replied to everybody in the chat. Okay, let's finish the topics at least, then we can take all the questions before concluding the session for the day. Hope it sounds good.
Yes.
Now, if you see the slide, this training is for the the fresh graduates and the finance professionals and for SAP professionals. So most of the people who are participating here, they are the SAP professionals. So this course is suitable for you guys. You can enroll for it. Now, how the courses flow, it will be like live instructor-led session on every day, weekdays. Hands-on sessions will be there in each session, and we are going to discuss about the concept first and see how it is being implemented in SAP. Sessions will be recorded via ZaranTech's LMS, and it will be available for you. And there is a kind of a weekly assessment and the practice exercise given as a part of this training to understand and gauge that whether you are really understanding the topic or not. And before we move to a next critical topic, your previous understanding and confirmation is required for this training so that our courses flow as per the quality standards maintained by the ZaranTech. The next is the course curriculum roadmap. So if you see this slide, we have to, SAP support is given to you. You will get SAP access. Then we are going to implement SAP HANA on cloud. We are going to take a use case or a kind of an example wherein we are going to implement SAP with all our knowledge and concept related to finance in the SAP S4HANA public cloud. Then we will focus and we will narrow down our understanding towards the financial accounting part. And then record to report, which is the O2C process. Then we have a AP process, then receivable management process, asset accounting process, and a kind of hands-on lab practice so that you can summarize all your knowledge. And this is how the course is designed, and it will flow and you can excel upon.
Hey, you know, ZaranTech now offers SAP corporate training. That's right. Train your workforce in SAP with our comprehensive program. We offer customized courses, certified trainers, and hands-on labs for both individuals and businesses. Our standout features: bespoke training, fully configured servers for practice, in-house materials, and a dedicated LMS. Plus, get session recordings and 24/7 support. From functional to technical modules, we have got it all. Choose ZaranTech for SAP training and watch your team excel. Learn, upskill, succeed with ZaranTech.
Now, there are a lot of key innovations which being introduced by SAP in each of the release, and the major innovation factor which are coming with SAP Public Cloud is that it has the AI-driven facilities and capabilities into it, which will help us in generating a lot of AI-generated reports related to the cost center review booklet and profitability reports and budgetary reports. A lot of things are inbuilt, which comes with as a part of a license pact in SAP Public Cloud. Universal Journal Entry, which everyone is familiar who is working in an SAP. This ACDOCA table, which is like a unified, is also present over here. And the planning and the consolidation for metrics as well as the compliance metrics is inbuilt in many places and in many modules. So in short, SAP is focusing and investing a lot on innovation and the automation part of, and they are trying to build the AI capabilities, which is being offered to the customers as a part of their February and August release. Now, what are the core modules and the processes which will be covered in SAP Finance part of the public cloud? We have a general ledger, we have a receivable and payable, we have asset accounting, and we have the real-time reporting and multi-currency support. A lot of things which we have learned in SAP so far are being changed or is being monitored and standardized as per the new requirements and the new requirements of the industry and the customers. So that has been taken care in the real-time reporting and the multi-currency support, and new concepts are introduced. The flow is changed, how it is being managed, but the core concept, let's say in payables and receivable, we have a core concept called special GL indicators, we have posting keys, we have a reconciliation account, we have a terms of payment. All those core concept of the accounting are same intact, whereas many things are being improvised, which you will see the difference when you start learning this module. Whereas costing is now being rebranded as a management accounting, and now it is being known as a cost center. It will cover the cost center accounting, COPA, product costing, and the internal order management and marginal analysis. So these are the few financial process configuration which we are going to cover in this course. We have financial accounting, we have a management accounting, we have a Joule Copilot. Since it is being empowered by the AI, so Joule is a kind of important, you can say, factor, or you can say important concept being introduced in. So those companies who are future driven and they are innovation driven, if they want to explore the capability of a Joule, AI Joule, they can use it. It's a part, an inbuilt part of the SAP public cloud. Now, the core processes are procure to pay, order to cash, and predictive accounting. These are the things which we are going to cover and understand in this learning journey. Now, a lot of questions are being put it in the forum that what is the difference between ECC and S4HANA Cloud. So are we going to share this PPT with them, or?
Yes. So basically, we will be sharing them the LMS. Okay. So whoever will be enrolling for the batch, right? So all the demo PPTs, session 1 PPTs will be uploaded in the LMS itself.
Yes.
So, I mean, whoever registers will be giving them the LMS access. We will showcase the LMS during the end of the session, how it works. Okay. So not to worry.
Okay. And within this slide, we try to sum up our points that what are the key differentiator between the ECC as well as the SAP S4HANA Cloud family. This is a simple list, pointers, but if we want to have a separate session, we can have a detailed discussion on this subject and do the module by module, function by function comparison, and we can get enriched with our discussion. However, due to the paucity of time, we are going to just use our SAP ECC. We all know what are the capabilities, whereas in the SAP S4HANA, if you see that in the SAP Finance, the core table is ACDOCA. It has a real-time analytics, it has a Fiori and a mobile application enablement, plus it is a AI assisted tax and revenue management is empowered by the AI. So these are the few things which we try to highlight it on the table to make sure that SAP S4HANA Cloud has a far better differentiators in comparison to SAP ECC and other modules. Now, just like all other SAP projects, it comes with the implementation roadmap. So in the SAP, the SAP activation methodology, agile methodology is being used. SAP activation methodology we are going to use, and in short, the first thing which we are going to do, the implementation roadmap, is we have to conduct the fit to standard workshops, wherein consultant or a solution architect or a design specialist is going to demonstrate what are the standard SAP best practices to the customers. So customer will have a facility to pick and choose in those discovery workshops. It will give us a kind of scope IDs and script IDs which are going to be used in the project. And then we are on those basis, SAP is going to provide the sizing of the data, sizing of the system, and they are going to set up the migration cockpit. So there in the preparation phase, SAP has a major role to play, because based on the discovery workshops and the scope IDs agreed in the contract with the customer and the SAP, the systems are being provisioned for and the corresponding payments are being linked to it. Once this is done, the system integrator, like our consultant and the consulting companies like IBM and Deloitte, or those who are preferred partners of SAP Grow. So the information is SAP Public Cloud is a part of SAP Grow. So those who are the Grow partners, SAP Grow partners worldwide, they get a chance to work in detail, in deep dive in the realization phase, basis on the script IDs and the scope IDs agreed between SAP and the customer. So our real role, consultants and solution architects' real role will start in discovery phase to conduct the workshops. In the preparation phase, SAP has a role, and then the realization phase, where 80% of the things are already pre-configured. We have to just do the enablement of those features and functions. We need not to configure. We need not to do any kind of stuff. Only 20% of the 20 to 30% of the things needs to be configured, which we are going to cover when we are going to enroll for this course. And configuration is a different process in the SAP Public Cloud, which we are going to discuss. And then once the realization phase is over, it is like training sessions and UAT part. UAT part majorly is a very critical part where customer will do a sign off and do the acceptance of the system. That process is the same in all the SAP projects. And once that part is done, then the cutover and the deployment part. Now, migration strategy, it applies to the SAP public cloud project also, because if it is a public cloud, it could be a greenfield project, or it could be a migration from the Tally system or the Oracle system or any third-party system to SAP public cloud, or it could be like the SAP S4 HANA on-premises or SAP ECC to public cloud. So in all the cases, greenfield, brownfield, and the bluefield concept will be applied, and the project methodology and the project governance will be applicable as per the implementation nature of the project. And any question?
Is public cloud allowed to develop our own custom report?
It allows. Answer is yes, but with lot of star conditions. Because in public cloud, we have something called CDS structure. Those CDS are nothing but the database tables. So SAP has merged, SAP has recommended lot of CDS with their CDS views. So if the CDS view is available, then only we can generate a report or generate a kind of form or an interface, because it is a Fiori-based application suite. So we have to develop the front end also, which is a kind of a Fiori app. So there, the Fiori consultant's role will come into picture. So design part of the app has to be done by the Fiori specialist, UI UX specialist, and the backend part will be done by the kind of Fiori developer who has a good understanding about the integration and about the CDS view of the public cloud. So there, the technical skills are being different. It's not traditional ABAP code of RISE-F objects. It is being different.
As Srinivas, I have very limited knowledge on this. That's why I'm asking you this question. What is the difference between on-premise and private cloud? On-premise edition and private cloud edition. What is the difference between these two? These two offerings.
See, on-premise, as I said, on-premise is your own asset, your own infrastructure, where you are managing your hardware, you are managing your licenses, and the entire landscape is being run by your team and by your chosen vendor. There, SAP has no role to play. SAP has just to sell the licenses to you. Everything has to be done by you and your team and your preferred vendor. Data is under your governance. Data is under your maintenance. So any new release or any new upgrade has to happen will be the responsibility of the internal IT team or your chosen vendor. Whereas in the private cloud, this responsibility is being split between SAP as well as in the cloud service provider. Suppose being a cloud environment, it is being hosted on let's say on Microsoft Azure cloud. So the cloud infrastructure is being managed by the Microsoft team. Your burden reduces over there. But at the same time, when you are going for a new release or a new upgrade, the responsibility lies with you and your chosen cloud partner. In comparison to these two things, if you are subscribing for the public cloud, in the public cloud, the entire landscape is being managed by the SAP team itself. They are responsible for system upgradation. They are responsible for the new release, for the patch upgrade, system upgrade. Everything is done by the SAP team itself. You have to just sign up for the Fiori applications. You have to hire a system specialist who is going to do the configuration for you. Systems are pre-configured. Configuration is already being done. So you can do the deployment fast and start using the SAP public cloud suites in let's say 3 months of time. There are a lot of differences in terms of the managing the landscape as well as in running the landscape. There is a huge difference.
Like one example.
One example is that infrastructure is being managed by the SAP itself. So it saves your 30 to 40% of your time and energy and resources. You need not to be worried about the servers. You need not to be worried about your hardwares, licenses, everything. You have to just sign a check and give it to SAP. Rest all the things is being done by the SAP itself. It makes the life of a CIO pretty comfortable in terms of managing those core IT resources.
Got it. Yeah.
That is a major difference. Yeah.
Just to add, see, anybody is not having any ECC knowledge or S4HANA, right? Okay, this is specifically for private cloud. So if in case somebody is new to SAP, this training is not suitable for them, I would suggest. Okay, because we have other training modules.
I beg a difference. If you have a good understanding of accounting, that is the key prerequisite. Accounting knowledge is required. If you have a good understanding about the business processes, like how the AP process is done, how the procure to pay is done, how the order to cash is done, how the record to report is done, how the reporting is done, how the forex is done, how taxation is done. If you have a good understanding about it as a fresh graduate or a commerce graduate or a chartered accountant or a CPA, for example, then they can enroll for this course and they can upgrade themselves directly into the public cloud. I have seen a lot of fresh graduates and MBA graduates from finance background. They have learned public cloud and they have joined good companies and they are doing very well. And they are giving a good competition to the seasoned finance specialists who have a 15 years or 10 years of experience. Trust me, SAP has changed the game and it has impacted directly the consultant also. The consultant who has a legacy of ECC and S4 premises, now they are facing a lot of challenges in upgrading themselves to the new set of rule, which is public cloud. So they have to enroll for a course and they have to upgrade themselves. Whereas the fresh graduate has an advantage that they don't have that legacy burden of ECC and HANA on premises. They can directly learn the public cloud capabilities and they are at par with the 10-year finance guy. I have seen in a lot of consulting companies. So the answer is yes, a fresh graduate from a commerce background or accounting background or a taxation background or MBA can enroll for this course and can learn and excel upon in SAP Public Cloud Finance.
I have a question.
Yeah.
I was a MBA graduate and I was working in another company, the core finance team. I have experience, 6 years of experience. I have good knowledge about accounting and how it can be used. That means configuration steps also we can learn here, right? For public cloud.
You can learn, yes. See, the problem is not in public cloud, nor in private cloud, nor in on-premises. And I am not blaming the person who has a 10-year or 12-year of experience or a 6-year of experience. If you have a mindset of a learning, then you can learn anything, any topic related to your subject at any age point. The mindset has to be there. Yes.
Okay. Now we are using S4HANA only for the software. For that, you can understand, right? The configuration steps, I think.
You can understand. Answer is yes, you can understand, but you have to, if you want to focus only on public cloud, then you have to understand that how public cloud is configured, how public cloud is designed. You have to learn a new subject altogether.
Okay.
But you can, yes.
Okay. Recently, I initiated to learn S4HANA private cloud. Is there any impact for this? Nothing, right?
If you have already started learning, so your 40 to 50% of the learning things will be covered, because you will learn in private cloud, you will be focusing more on the Fiori applications. So you get a good introduction and how the Fiori application works.
Okay.
Concept of the configuration, concept of the, let's say, company code, for example. I hope you have covered this topic. So company code configuration, company code design, remains the same in private cloud and public cloud. That concept is not changed. But how it is configured in public cloud, there is a difference to it. In private cloud, we have a facility to design our own chart of account, which is YCOA. We can do our own chart of accounting. Whereas in public cloud, we are bound to use the SAP chart of account YCOA. We cannot create our own chart of accounts. So it comes with a lot of restrictions and limitations. Whereas in private cloud, we have a liberty to explore and design our things as per our own wish and our own requirement. Okay, so in terms of the solution scope and business process story, which is written on this slide, it is more or less the same. Business process is not changed. Business process remains the same. Only thing which is changed in private cloud and public cloud, that how it is being configured, how it is being implemented, is different in both the systems. So, yeah.
In public cloud, 80% it's already pre-configured. What is the scope for the functional consultants over here? Because in private cloud, we do configure each and every steps. But
Right.
here in public cloud, 80% you have just mentioned 80% it is pre-configured.
Right.
Just 20%. What is the scope for the consultants?
Right. I will like to give you this example, because in every webinar, in every session, I getting this question. When everything is configured, then what is the challenge for a functional consultant like us? So to answer these questions, I hope we are social drinkers. So if you are going into a bar and there is a bartender, you order pack of whiskey. So it is the job of a bartender to discuss it with you, to understand with you, and to see that which brand of whiskey he should recommend it to you. Whether it should go with a single malt, or whether you go with juice or without juice, or with ice or without ice. Those expert opinion will be given only by the bartender. Or those suggestions should be accepted who are the seasoned drinkers. If they like to have a neat, if they like to have on rocks, with juice, without juice, with this brand and that brand. So those expert opinion will only be given by the person like bartender, who has a deep dive knowledge of the whiskeys and the wine, which is putting it there in stack. The same role has to be played by the solution specialist. Since they are expert in the public cloud, they know that for their industry, for the oil and gas industry, what are the capabilities provided by the SAP. So out of all those business processes, they will help the CIO and the CFO and the finance head in mapping those processes with the SAP best practices. So it reduces the work. There, the expert opinion will come into picture. Only the specialist will have a role to play in the public cloud domain. As a public cloud specialist, I know that what is there for oil and gas industry, what is there for chemical industry, what is there for banking industry, what is there for insurance industry. So as a specialist, I will recommend to CFO that these are the 5 things you should do and your job is done. So here your role will come as an advisor. As an expert opinion, CFO will trust you. But at the same time, it will reduce the size of the team. There are only 1 or 2 specialists in a project. We cannot have multiple specialists in a project. We can have 1 or 2 financial specialists, 1 or 2 MM specialists, 1 or 2 PP specialists, or 1 or 2 technical specialists. So the team size is being reduced. Only experts, solution specialists, and those who have a deep dive understanding of the public cloud will be onboarded on the team. They will work across with the finance team, and they will the procurement team and supply chain team, and they will give their expert opinion. Because 60 to 70%, 82% things are already configured. They need not to configure. They have to just do the mapping of the solution in SAP versus the business process of the client. Hope I try to answer your question. Yeah.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. I was hoping like maybe end of the session we will have questioner, but since everyone is asking, I just have a quick question. If you don't mind, I can ask.
Please, come on.
So pretty much the quick question I have in the public cloud, is there any like template pre-configured, which is very industry vertical wise, which can be easily, rolled out? Like just you mentioned the chemical or electrical industries, something like that, or no, it's all has to be understood and configured according or by the consultants?
No, templates are given. So suppose I am from a chemical industry. Let's take a chemical industry as an example. I chose that for chemical industry, for a country UAE, what is the SAP best practices roadmap for SAP? So SAP will activate those functions for you. Once that is activated, inbuilt templates, inbuilt features, functions will be enabled in your instance. You will get only those things which is being activated and agreed upon in your contract.
Okay, sounds promising. Is there any list, by the way, we have like which all industry verticals it has?
As a knowledge point, I can share it to you once you decide to enroll on this course with ZaranTech. It's going to be covered in this, and we are going to showcase you how to access those knowledge repository bank from SAP. But that is a part of the course curriculum, not in the demo.
Yeah, we can like touch base, maybe one-on-one later.
Sure, that you can take the help of our support team to discuss this further. Yeah.
I will try to email some of my questions.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Sorry, Srini, I have a question.
Yeah.
Since everybody asking, I thought I'll quickly ask. This is regarding the access you have mentioned. So how do we get the access? Do we get a 14-day free trial which is already available, or we will be able to get the access for the CBC configuration account?
I will ask Abhi to answer this question about the access, because our support team is managing all these stuff.
Regarding the LMS access or the server access?
The server access.
Yes, so we'll be giving you 2 months of subscription with a dedicated user ID and password. So we are working with a lot of SAP vendors we have. Okay, so we will be providing it to you. Okay, I think already it has been mentioned in the initial slides. The 2 months of server access will be given to you.
Okay, so we can do the CBC configuration or not?
Yes. So all the setups will be done. Okay, by our server team will be there and support team will be there, so they will get it done. Not to worry. Okay.
And just copy the company code and play with it.
Yes, it's like they will be sharing it to you with all the details and all. Not to worry on that point.
That's
okay. So I think let's go ahead, because we can take the questions in the end, I believe, because we have. So go ahead, please.
So
thank you, guys.
As a learning roadmap, what you are going to get is you are going to get a self-paced online modules. Maybe you, in the LMS, which Abhi has mentioned, you are going to have the recorded sessions and the demo things and PPTs and learning stuff for your understanding, which is being that content is being created by the ZaranTech team for the students, so they can have access to that via LMS. It's given to the enrolled students. You will have the instructor-led online training program for 55 hours as a part of this training program. We will have a lab assignments, system access, which he has clarified that you are going to get the system access and the industrial project work. So it is not going to be a theoretical session where I'm going to run the entire show on the PPT. No, we are going to have a kind of configuration example. Let's take an example of a chemical industry who has decided to implement SAP public cloud, and as a finance specialist, these are the 5 things you have to implement. So what will be the roadmap for that? So like that case study based driven approach we are going to adopt, so that we have a systematic learning, and it is blended with the course modules, so that each module we cover your implementation part, your project part, your activation methodology, everything is being upgraded, and you are on track to become a public cloud specialist at the end of this learning program. So it is, in short, it is a practical hands-on learning environment with previous industrial experiences shared by me. I will share it with you, and you can also bring your experience on the table, and we will try to blend those things and put it on a cloud environment, right? So these are the 4 things which you are going to get as a part of this training program. And server details,
I think you can showcase the server. Support team has already shared it to you. So
let me access that.
Yeah,
I will show it to you.
I think somebody was asking the questions regarding the server. So if you can showcase them,
yes,
it will be clear.
Yes, I will share. Yeah. Now, what are the key takeaway from this course? I explained it. You will have a practical hands-on experience in the finance module. We will prepare you in such a fashion that you can appear for a public cloud certification provided by the SAP. You can enroll for it and you can go for it certification. You will get completion certificate from ZaranTech team, and you will get a SAP access to the community network. So these are the 4 benefits, advantage you can get it from this learning program sponsored by the ZaranTech. Now, after this training, what difference you are going to get in you will be able to configure and implement the SAP Finance solutions. So you can say that it is a SAP public cloud configuration driven, practical experience driven training program chosen for SAP professionals. In short, this is the summary. You will be able to do the configuration. You will be able to do the comparison between, you can draw your own comparison between private cloud and public cloud, and with confidence and with full flow, you can be able to do the configurations. You will be able to manage the core business processes like procure to pay, order to cash, and asset accounting and reporting and forex and taxations in public cloud environment exclusively. These are the things we are going to cover. Now, period end closing, which is core function of a finance guy, how closing will happen in public cloud, that you are able to address and you are able to perform, and you are able to generate the reporting stack which is recommended by the SAP. So these are the 4 core takeaways, and you are able to do it confidently. So I will say that if you have a zeal or if you have a passion to become a SAP public cloud expert, so this program is suitable for you to upgrade your knowledge, and you have to have a good experience. I can say that. At the same time, those who are willing to work as a finance users, so this training program will help them to become the finance users also of the public cloud, where the public cloud is already implemented in those companies. So with this knowledge and experience, they can be able to perform their duties as a public cloud user, GL users or AR users and AP users, because the Fiori apps, which we are going to cover during this training session, is going to give them a good insight, and they will understand the flow of the entire project, and that will be a good remarkable journey for you. Sorry. Yeah. Now, these are some numbers which we are claiming that it will help you to give a good stamina to your CV. And if you put right details, what you have learned during the training program with right keywords in your CV summary and in training summaries, then your chances of getting a job in the competitive market, and it can be a good differentiator. And if you add the SAP certification of Germany, then it will be a good boost for you. However, the certification given by the ZaranTech as a course completion is also a good asset for you. You can put it in your CV and it will increase your chances by 80-85%. We have seen in many cases that people got a good offers from multiple companies and multiple consulting companies after enrolling this course and successful completion of this course. But yes, the dedication and the learning discipline has to come from your side also, so that you can get benefit out of this training program. Your chances of getting the certification recommended by SAP increases by 90-95%. However, how good you are in practice, how good you are in solving your own doubts within your community, within the training group, or with my help, that makes a lot of difference. So the key thing that if you are able to crack a certificate is how much you are practicing and how much concept you are reading from the SAP recommended material. So that increases your chances of getting the certification. And the previous ratings by the previous students or the participants, you can check it online. You can get some reviews and feedback from the support team. They will provide you the proper evidences so that you can have a good faith on that. What are the training programs which are recommended by ZaranTech and students get benefit out of it. So you have a good understanding about the training quality at ZaranTech. So it is a kind of a good booster to your CV also. I can say that in a short. Yeah. So this is a path, like it's like practice, which we have already discussed, that you have to do a practice. We are here to discuss it with you. And the good part about this entire webinar is that you guys have the previous work experience of SAP. So that saves a lot of time. We can have your experience in previous engagements. You can bring that knowledge on table. We will try to blend it with SAP Public Cloud, and we can have interactive sessions. Maybe new things will be discovered. So it's going to be a collaborative and interactive session, which will be benefit both ways. So there are some pop-ups coming in the webinar, so you can guys do it independently. Meanwhile, I will complete my demo part. So these are some statistics. So this is just to give you a pointer, but a couple of guys have experienced that during their interview process, they were asked for SAP Public Cloud experience. So now that heat has already started, or the momentum has already started building up. So maybe by this year, by next year, SAP will have a better market share in the SAP Public Cloud. So if you transform yourself from the older guy of SAP to a public cloud specialist, and that you can buck up the trend and you can be in demand in the new set of working environment also, because cloud is going to be the next, you can say, the ruling function of the market. So if your CV says about this cloud thing, then your chances are bright and better. So these are some things which I should not speak, where you should have your own research, that why you have joined this webinar and why you have chosen ZaranTech as your learning partner. You should have your own conviction. If you have any doubt still left, you bring it on the table. I will try to address it now or maybe offline, and help to address your concern about this webinar and the SAP training of the ZaranTech. Questions, please.
Yeah, I will go ahead.
One second. Do you want to showcase the server once?
Server, actually, I'm trying to log in, but let's answer the question. And
yeah, go ahead, please. Yeah.
Yeah. So my question is like, in private cloud, we had, the FI consultants and controlling consultants separately. So whereas in public cloud, it will be one consultant who has to get to know both financial accounting and management accounting, or here also in public cloud, it will be a separate consultants. So I had this.
See, to deploy a resource, one resource for FI and CO and management accounting both, or to deploy a separate resource, is purely dependent on what the budget project has. Since public cloud is a cost-savvy, economical module of SAP that is being branded, so CIOs and CFOs already have a limited budget for this kind of implementation. And someone has mentioned in the beginning of the training that this is being used or adopted majorly by the small companies. The small companies don't have a luxury budget. So in many cases, what we have seen is there is one consultant for FI who is handling FI, CO, banking, taxation, and reporting. But if you have a knowledge constraint, if you have a budget constraint, if you don't have a budget constraint, then probably companies are deploying two resources. One is FI and second is CO. If it is a hardcore manufacturing where the product costing and COPA are being used widely, so it depends on the nature of the industry. If it is a service-based industry, then they can go for a cost center accounting and profit center accounting and the budgeting and all those things. So their CO specialist is not required. But if it is a hardcore manufacturing organization where the cost of production, cost of goods sold is being tightly monitored and it is being developed in such a way that it has to be, because it's linked with the sales price, then in those cases, in manufacturing organization, then in those cases, CO specialist, a separate CO specialist for a project is recommended.
More questions like, in this course, will you cover the, once till the project end in the sense like in the implementation project till the cutover activities and how the project goes live? Because that will be a major questions during the interviews.
Yes, we will cover all the project aspect with some dummy data.
What sets ZaranTech apart in SAP corporate training? It's our unique blend of expertise and innovation. We offer customized courses tailored to each client's needs, ensuring relevant, targeted learning. Our vast trainer database brings you wisdom from the best in the field. Need resources? Access our extensive training material repository anytime. We are all about measurable results, providing detailed student metrics to track progress. And we don't just teach, we build community. Join our thriving social media network, connecting learners beyond boundaries. With ZaranTech, you are not just training, you are transforming your SAP expertise.
Like how the explore phase is designed, how the realization phase is done, how the cutover activities are being, what are the LTMC objects, data migration objects are there, how it is being done, what are the restrictions over there. So all the things we are going to cover in this 55 hours of training. But with some dummy data. Yeah.
Is it covered by financial accounting and management accounting both, right? Yes.
Both. Let's say how to migrate the CO master data, how to migrate the profit center master data, how to upload budgets, how to upload the chart of accounts. If we are creating a new GL accounts in those chart of accounts, how to do that mapping and do the global hierarchy mapping and do the transport movement. Everything we are going to cover, but in a dummy data form.
Yes. That means product cost, everything included.
Yes, definitely. So depends on what use case we are taking. If we are taking the use case of a service industry, their product costing is not being used. If it is like a manufacturing organization, then product costing has to be there. So the previous understanding of how the costing is being done has to be important. As a part of this training program, we are going to cover like how it is being done in public cloud, that we are going to cover with some examples.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
I just wanted to know that like there are some activities like the basis activities, how roles are provided, how there are small queries, right? How access of Fiori will be done, right? So are those kind of small topics will be covered?
I will give you an overview of the business roles.
Okay.
But the security related questions is not covered in it.
So how can we, I mean, gather that information? Can we get help for that also? I mean, we want to enhance our knowledge how all that process is done.
So that comes under the, see, in a typical environment of a project, your role will be restricted towards the finance and controlling or the treasury, taxation, the banking part. But for the roles, you will discuss it with your user team and the business team about these are the roles and these are the role to people mapping. Then you will give it to your security team. There is a security team who is managing those business roles and the business catalogs and how it is being done, how it is being uploaded, how it is being transported. That actually not comes under the responsibility of a finance guy.
The separate GRC team is going to happen.
Yeah, security team is there who is responsible for this, but that is not in this scope of the learning. What we can do is we can give you an overview as a part of this training that these are the 20 roles or 20 business catalogs which are going to be used. These are the set of users. Which user is going to read, write, and access roles and this role, that part we can discuss. But how it is being done, how it is being transported, that is the responsibility of the GRC and security team.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hi, Srinivas. Can you show whatever you said on live server?
Let me try actually.
I think support team has already shared you the credentials.
Yeah. Let me log into that URL.
Yes.
So I'm stopping the sharing for 2 minutes and then I will.
Sure. Hey guys, I hope my screen is visible to everyone. Okay. So this is a particular LMS which we create for any particular batch, which is called as learning management system. So normally this is how it looks like. Okay. So for every batch we schedule, okay, this LMS will be created and it will be given to the enrolled participants only. Okay. So here, when you go to the server access details, you can click here and you will be getting your login credentials to access to the server. Okay. There is a ticket system, okay, where you can raise a ticket at any point of time. If in case you're facing any issues with the server, you can raise a ticket from here. And related to the LMS, if you're facing any kind of issues regarding recordings or session meeting links, you can always raise a ticket here. Our support team is available 24/7. You can see this is the tab here. Okay, this is not 65 hours because it is a 55 hours duration of training, which you can see it is updated with the curriculum in detail. So this is the entire curriculum what we are going to cover in this particular training. This is the materials tab where you can see somebody was asking me about the session PPTs, right? So whenever any session happens, all the session PPTs will be uploaded here itself. There are some assessments will be given during the training session, which will be uploaded here. The lab activities, you can see every session, module 2, module 3 wise lab activities will be updated here. Okay. Every, unit wise lab session PPT assessments will be updated here itself. Okay, there will be some materials. If in case the trainer is sharing during the session, it will be updated here. So all the recordings, will be uploaded in the video recordings tab. It includes the demo session also, which will be conducted. Okay, so all the recordings will be uploaded here, and you can go through the recordings in a year. You will be having the LMS access, 1 year of time frame. So within this 1 year of time frame, you can go through the recordings a number of times. So sometimes if you miss the session, you can go through the recordings and you can, brushen up your skills if in case you miss any particular sessions also. All the session meeting links will be updated here with the topic names. This is how it looks like. You can see demo 3rd. We are starting the batch from next week, Tuesday, and all the session meeting links will be updated here itself.
We can get recorded sessions, right?
Yes. That's what I showed you, right?
How many?
Go ahead.
Validity for that?
Oh, 1 year. See, you will be having the access to the LMS for 1 year. Okay. So basically, you can go through the recordings 1 year of time frame. I mean, a number of times, how many times you want. There is no time limit within that 1 year of time frame.
We have not seen the server as of yet.
Okay, that he is showcasing. Okay, I think he's facing some technical issues. Might be, I don't know. Yeah, I think he has opened. Okay, so
is the screen visible again?
Yes, it is visible. Thank you. Yeah.
So guys, someone asked that how we landed on this page, right? There was the first question on this topic. So this is SAP S/4HANA Cloud. In every project, we will get unique. I'm talking about the client related project. So we will get a kind of a URL, which is whitelisted, or you can say that is broadcasted and provided by the SAP when we do the provisioning of the system. So in demo, we are partner to SAP. So we got a partner demo development environment. So we got this access. So this is the URL we are going to get. Each URL will have a username and password given to it. So once we enter our credentials, SAP will authenticate us and we are going to enter into this page. So this is the home page. This is the profile page. And here we will see what all modules are being covered over here. Maybe all modules are not enabled and activated in this environment because that is of no use. So for an example, I take the module of taxation, just to give a random example. So if you open a tab called tax rates, it will give you these are the tiles, Fiori tiles. Experience remains the same in the private cloud and public cloud. App name will also be the same. And there is a function called App Finder. So here we will find all sort of apps. That's a payable app. This is the collaboration app, supplier invoicing, supplier invoices. These are the apps which are given in the chronological order of alphabet A, B, C. These are the analytical app. Like that, there are each app given, and all the app access are not given to everyone because they are not required. It is not in the job responsibility. However, in the training environment, we will see that what requirement we have. So mostly the finance related apps and the tiles will be activated for you guys, and you can able to do the practice. If you know the app name directly, you can do a search over here that you can do. And these are the functions which are enabled in this. This is my area, my spaces, where production related, BOM related, these are the fixed assets related module integration. So this is how the public cloud looks like. So for the customizing client, there is a separate URL. For the end user part, there is a separate URL. There is a development URL. There is a testing URL. So it depends on the landscape which we choose. We get the URLs from the SAP. So provisioning of the system will be given by the SAP itself. So as a part of this training program, each user, each participant will get a system access, wherein mostly the finance related apps are already activated and assigned to, so that they can do the practice. However, if you need any kind of a support in getting the access, because if you are not authorized, you will get an access. You will not be able to access. So you have to raise a ticket on LMS, which support team has mentioned, and then you have to raise your query and it will be awarded. So this is how the things are managed.
The workflow is available. This, for example, if a particular customer, a public cloud customer who is requesting for a workflow to get configured.
Yes. Configured, and the BRF module is activated. SAP recommended the standard BRFs, which are part of each and every module, and those are activated. But in the workflow, we will not be able to do end-to-end practice, because in the workflow, suppose if you set up a 2-level hierarchy approval, so you need to have 2 roles. Those roles has to be configured. Those app has to be assigned to. So we have to involve GRC team. So as a part of this training program, GRC team will be only for our technical support, not for our training support. BRF requires GRC team involvement. Like if I do a workflow, the approval will goes to Mr. A, and then from Mr. A to Mr. B, and Mr. B to Mr. C. So those roles has to be, and the person has to be entered. So we can give
to be maintained in P plus roles.
Yes. So BRFs will be there, yeah.
But can we configure flexi workflows?
Pardon?
Flexi workflows allowed in this one?
Flexi workflow require the technical support, wherein you have to involve your technical team.
But I can configure, and just to say an approval of a bank account, I can configure and ask another user to approve it, isn't it?
That is being done. Yes, that is there. We call it as BRF, and each module have a BRF prescribed by the SAP. So if we do the configuration and provide us right set of instruction in the BRFs, system will automatically manage those workflows. However, if there are specific deviations like limit-based approval, say let approval from 0 to 10,000 USDs, accounts executive can approve. And these are the conditions. So if those conditions are not met in the standard BRFs, then probably we have to go for the custom workflow. Custom workflow will require the involvement of ABAP team or technical team. Clear? So like that, there are a lot of features and new tiles are there. So that we are going to cover we are going to do a hands-on practice also. So these discussions can be done in more detail when we start the training actually. So that's all from my side. We have tried to explain you the SAP capabilities and try to address your question. And we demonstrate the system also, that these are the system you are going to get. Specifics of the systems can be discussed when you given your feedback and you have more questions. You can contact our support team for those things, and then we can have more discussions on that.
Yeah. So guys, any questions before we conclude the session for the trainer?
Just one thing, Sri. Can you just elaborate on the covering of CO module from, I thought we were going to cover FI and CO together, but this one confirm. How much of a CO you're going to cover? Because I know that internal orders are not part of public cloud. Are we covering WBS?
So to answer your question, what is going to be covered in the CO module? Let's go to this slide, which is Can you see the screen?
Yeah, I can see the screen.
So cost center accounting, profit center accounting, margin analysis with COPA, integration of cost centers, and review booklet, which is part of 24/8 release. These are going to be covered under the management accounting.
Yeah, that's good. That's good enough, because I know I asked a question on COPA specifically and I was told.
Yes.
Yeah, I am happy with that.
So finance, we are going to have GL, AP, AR, asset, real-time reporting, and multi-currency report. And in the CO, we have cost center, profit center, profitability analysis, product costing, marginal analysis. Internal order management, I think by mistaken we have written.
We can't have internal order. Right?
Yeah,
so
it is undone. Yeah.
Yeah. So how much of WBS you're going to for us? Just the creation of the WBS hierarchies, so that we can do some posting to directly to WBS.
So for that, we have to have a good understanding about, there are 3-4 types of WBS which are recommended related to CapEx and OpEx and expenses related. So depends on the scenario which we are going to discuss.
Okay. So you will cover some sort of...
some WBS element also, because budgeting and expense control is governed through because budgeting is, many companies are doing it. So in the project systems, if we have to do the allocations of the budget, so budget has to be linked with the WBS. We are going to give you the WBS element experience also.
You're covering the budget with SAP, or is just in this, or because SAP is integrated with this, right?
Pardon? SAP?
SAC is integrated with public cloud?
SAC is an inbuilt feature of, but it's we can provide the data. See, SAC will work if the FICO system is configured properly. So we can create those data points, but SAC is not covered exclusively. Yeah.
My question was rather, are we putting budgets in planning in SAC? That's what my question was.
That's what I'm saying. So we have to cover the budgeting also. Yes.
Okay.
Hey, hi. I have one question.
Yeah.
Are we including the advanced compliance report?
Advanced compliance report for which country? India?
No, at least India, or at least have some overview how it's work and how the mapping will be work in the backend.
Yeah, see, when we're talking about taxation comes with the compliance reporting also.
Correct.
So document and compliance reporting module, we are going to teach you or kind of a detailed overview. So this topic is actually a very wide topic. So if you have a specific requirement of, let's say, I want to learn the EU VAT or the China golden tax or the Brazil nota fiscal, then we have to say no. Otherwise, if the general taxation and compliance reporting which are there, VAT reports and GST reports, that we can cover it.
Okay.
See, it's rather than me teaching you about the compliance reporting, you should come out with the questions like how the GST 3RB reports are there. So the knowledge of the GSTR 3B or 1B or GSTR reconciliation report has to be come from you. How it happens in public cloud, that we can cover.
Okay.
Though I know I have a knowledge and experience of various taxation, but covering all the tax zones is practically not possible. So we can give you a generic overview. So that I will give you the list of the apps related to it, the how it flows, how it is integrated, and then further exploration part you can do on your own.
Okay. So if we have any country specific like queries or something, so then will you able to address, or it will not covered?
No, it will not be covered in 55 hours. Then you have to book my time for separate hours. And you have to come out with specific, and then our support team will give you the estimates about that, and then we can solve that.
Okay.
Yeah, so basically what I was trying to say, I mean, apart from this topics, because it's a general topic, what we follow for a regular batch, okay? So if somebody is looking out for some additional extended, kind of one-on-one training regarding any kind of support and all, so those are different commercials, we can conduct that. That's not a problem. But this is a general topic which I have already shared, the course curriculum in the chat and the LMS also when I was showing. So that is the curriculum what we are going to cover in the 55 hours duration of training.
Okay. Understood. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Just to follow up on the previous person's question, if we put it in the chat, comment chat, will be able to address that type of queries because everybody can't afford one-on-one, right? Because in the learning,
that's what I think. Ram, can you share the curriculum one more time? I think they have missed.
No, it's a general topic. No, I got your point, my friend.
Okay.
I'm just asking a general topic. If a specific query is put to a common chat, will that be addressed or not?
Yeah, that will be addressed.
Yeah, that will be addressed. That will be addressed. I mean, see, regarding the topics and the course content, whatever, I mean, that will be covered. That's what I'm trying to say. If anybody is having any specific requirement apart from the curriculum, in that context, we can discuss that offline. That's what I'm saying.
Yes. So to answer the question, if you have during this discussion or during the training sessions, if you put your doubts and concerns on the Zoom chat, it will be addressed in the session itself, or it will be taken separately with the student itself. However, if you have a specific requirement, let's say she wants to learn a specific taxation requirement of European taxation or the golden tax of China because of the project demand, then it is not covered in the standard curriculum, which is recommended by or proposed in our LMS. It's a separate effort.
It's clear.
So I have one question. If I'm
Speak loudly, please.
Yeah. I have one question. If I'm audible, will EBS of banking will be covered in this as part of this?
Yes, banking is covered. House bank setups and the bank key setups and how it is integrated. However, we will not be able to do the practical demonstration because in this thing, MT940 statements, we can create some dummy statements and we can try to upload it. But the bank integration, we can do our part, like how SAP is being designed, but not the end-to-end part. Because we don't have FTP servers, we don't have the host-to-host connection with our partner bank. So we will not be able to do the practical demonstration part, but yes, conceptually, we can teach you configuration part of the EBS.
On that note, Sri, you will be able to show us auto-clearing rules with AI. Joel,
I will say, what is the use case for the Joule in our training program?
Just asking, like, say, for example, bank reconciliation between the outgoing and incoming, we create a dummy statement and upload it. And how is this auto clearing rules can be automatically done? What is the new Joule, agent for banking, which is there in that process? I'm asking. That part of the revenue to bank process will cover that, right?
See, let me be very honest. I am a SAP. SAP is my bread and butter. I should not criticize it. Joule is kind of in its initial stage. And SAP itself is trying hard to sell the Joule. Now, the training environment which we are going to get from our SAP part, from our SAP team, we will check and see how better it is configured and upgraded in the system itself. I can give you a kind of couple of use cases where the Joule can be implemented. Most of the companies who are using Joule, they are using it for their marketing customer interactions. That's it. Beyond that, Joule has no use case in the manufacturing sector. In service industry, it is being used, or companies start exploring it for their customer interactions and for their customer discussions. That's it. So we can have a kind of a quick 1 hour or 2 hour of a discussions on that. But I think that will be like a kind of an overview, a detailed overview, so that you can put something and it will give you a good talking point in the discussion itself. But if you are expecting a detailed knowledge on Joule, how it is set up, how it is configured, how it is linked, how it is integrated, it is 60 to 70% of a technical stuff, where we have to integrate the APIs of Joule with our SAP system. So it is more of a technical subject.
Okay, just high level overview.
I will give you such pointers so that you can put it in your resume and you have some talking points. You can say that, yes, we did some POCs on Joule and this is what and this is that. Those discussions can be covered. Answer is yes.
It's more about understanding.
Understanding the roadmap, the architecture, so that you can, because Joule comes with the API set of integration where technical stuff is required, and each environment, each landscape has a different set of API integrations. So there is no standard answer to a Joule.
Thank you.
Yeah. So I think we are done for. It was nice talking to you guys. And if you have more questions, you can contact our support team. We will try to see how we can address it best. And please.
Yeah, the sales team will reach out to each and everyone.
Yes.
Okay, so you can just connect with them and they will help you out. Okay, sounds good, everybody. We will conclude the session for the day. Okay, thanks for joining, everyone. And if in case you have any questions, the sales team will be connecting to you. Okay, sounds good. Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for joining.
Have a nice day. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.